Good morning, fellow treble winners. Manchester City beat Young Boys last night 3-1 at the Wankdorf Stadium. And it was a wonderful night of football. Very happy, very satisfied with that. And today, this is 5 things that we learned from that game. I'm going to talk about a lot of things from that game last night. I really did enjoy it, honestly. I thought it was a good game of football. Lots to talk about. Loads of things to talk about, actually. Loads of positives, in my personal opinion. Obviously, I can't go through every single one of them today. I could have wanted to, but that's what the match reaction is for, really. This is 5 things I really want to... 5 points that I really want to hone down and talk about, in a little bit more detail. Of course, please do help support the channel. Give this video a like if you haven't already. Subscribe as well if you are new here. It always does help, of course, support the channel if you smash that like button, press notifications and all that kind of stuff, blah, 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 etc. Do it and help support a lifelong Blue. And watch the fan view live last night where I chatted to several Blues. It was a good time chatting to... Who would I chat to? I chatted to Scott. I chatted to Louis, Dashmess, Naz, Kevel. Possibly someone else, I can't remember, but it was good fun, man. It was good fun. I enjoyed the match, John. I really did, mate. I thought City were good. I thought it was a good game of football. I thought City created a whole bunch of chances. It could have been 4-5-0, if being honest. In difficult conditions on an AstroTurf pitch where the players were a little bit put out by that. You could tell, you could see the players actually moaning, like Haaland and Nunes were moaning on the bench afterwards about how painful it was to play on that pitch. And I don't really see any reason to be negative at all. I know some people want to be after that, but I thought overall, it was a good night of football. I'm going to start with a positive, because that's that kind of person I am after a win. I'm going to start mainly with this thing here. I thought Jack Grealish last night was excellent. That was a Jack Grealish that was good in the Champions League, the Premier League, and the FA Cup run-in where we won the treble. I'm not saying he was insanely good, but last night Jack Grealish was lively, smart, intelligent. He made 2 or 3 very big chances. He should have had a couple of assists, and he was let down by his teammates overall. But this is what you wanted to see. Jack Grealish... creating chances, basically, being incisive, being very useful to the team. He looks much better than he had done in recent weeks. And overall, I was really impressed with Jack Grealish last night. I mean, has he done enough to get into the team at the weekend? Maybe, maybe. But I know Guardiola loves Jack Grealish for many obvious reasons. He's a very likeable man, a cracking player, but one has been sort of divisive. Divisive about, amongst City fans. I don't think it needs to be, man. I don't think it needs to be divisive. I think we should be very happy that we've got a very talented footballer, and we've also got a very talented winger as well in Doku as well. It doesn't need to be him or the other. It's a long season. They are both going to play an awful lot of football, and Guardiola would choose best when to use them. And it's simple as that, really. And I think it's very obvious that Jack sort of reacted to, Doku's challenge a little bit last night and was creating chances. And if he carries on doing that, it'll be fine. And I think he might start, I think he might get a start against United, because I think Guardiola at Old Trafford might fancy a little bit of control. And I get that, because United are very much a counter-attacking side. Jack is a very good footballer, a very nice man. And I think Manchester City are better when they've got a confident Jack Grealish. And obviously all our players in good form is a good thing. And having him and Doku firing, that's good news, man. And that's what I wanted to see. What's the time for us all? It's 9:30 in the morning to do this video, Green Fox. A nice and early video today, 9:30 in the morning. Where's everyone watching from, by the way? Do say hello in the chat if you are watching. Don't forget to leave a comment on the 5 things that you learned as well from the game. But I wanted to give Jack Grealish a little bit of prop, because he's much maligned from some people in the fan base, and I don't think it's fair. I think he's a cracking footballer, big part of our most historic side ever, and that is the only thing that matters to me. I need to talk about this guy, man. There was a quote a couple of days ago from a Sky Sports journalist saying that City think he's going to get better. Alvarez is going to step up another level. And I saw that last night. That cameo. I know he only played 20 minutes, but that cameo from Julian Alvarez was ridiculously good. There was an element of just power and composure to his game when he came on, where... Usually you've seen the odd sloppy touch, or maybe a kind of sort of thirst and hunger to try and impress and do something. Alvarez last night when he came on as the superstar. He came on as the main man, and I think in the past we've seen him definitely be a little bit naive, even though brilliant, but a little bit naive and a little bit rushed. He was so good, man. He was so good when he came on that pitch last night. And I do think Alvarez is going to go up a level again. I do think he's got the quality to be just... a truly special player. I do think, to me, his limit is Kane-esque, Kane level. I've got my coffee still, by the way. I mean, that's his limit, Harry Kane level of quality, where he scores 30 goals and gets 15, 20 assists. I think he is a future Ballon d'Or winner potentially. Yeah, I think Alvarez is a special footballer, and if he's got the best manager in the world to get that out of him, like. It was just watching that substitute performance. It was that I'm him kind of performance when he came on the pitch, and like immediate involvement. In my opinion, he had a perfectly good goal disallowed, and I do think it's notable, by the way, that like the link up play between Haaland and Alvarez is really nice, man. It really is. And Alvarez, yeah, he's just a special footballer who is getting better. He's going to do wonderful things, and there's such a magnetism to his game at the moment. Where I mean, I saw this stat. Let me just try and find it. I'll see if I can. Find it, but it's ridiculously impressive. On whoscored.com, let's see if I can bring this up on screen right now. 1 second. It might not show on screen, but I'll try and get it to show. There we go. Yeah, whoscored.com. Alvarez has the best rating in the Champions League this season, 8.89. That's ridiculous. Bellingham's having an incredible season, but 8.38. Yeah, is that going to show up on there? No, it's not. But an 8.89 so far for Alvarez in the Champions League this season. Just stupidly good, man. And I know obviously stats on everything, but Alvarez right now is doing special things. He's a special player. He's our best player at the moment right now. My hair's like got Vardiol but longer. It's just I think he's probably got very similar hair to me. What a handsome man. This is hair that I need a shower, mate. I've got out of bed and jumped on to do a video. I'm looking very scruffy this morning. So yeah, basically, I'm a scruffy version of RDL. Less talented, unfortunately. Pep knows his best 11 was my take from the game last night. And what I mean by that is that I think he knows the players he wants to play against United in one of the biggest games. The team is currently scrolling across the bottom last night. Now, if you look at who was on the bench last night, to me it was really obvious who he sees to start the weekend. Kyle Walker was on the bench. John Stones was on the bench too. Alvarez was on the bench. Bernardo Silva was on the bench as well. Who else was? Vardiol and Phil Foden. 6 players there that almost are guaranteed to start. Like, you can tell that Pep right now probably knows what he thinks his best 11 is for the United game. And it was nice, by the way, to see a rotated side and still actually be really good. I thought the side last night was pretty good. Yeah, I know Kovacic and Nunes need to do a little bit better and adapt a bit more and so on. But I don't think it really hampered us as such. I think we created loads of chances still. And I'm fine with that, you know. I think it was really obvious to me that what the side's going to be against United. You know, you can really tell already it's going to be Ederson. The defence will be Kyle Walker. It'll be John Stones and Diaz. Vardiol's going to play. Ake was good last night. I'm sorry, Nathan, but Vardiol is going to start. It's really obvious that Pep loves Vardiol. He loves Ruben Diaz, John Stones, Kyle Walker. They are all going to start. Kanji's out, of course, because he's suspended. That's going to start. Rodri is going to play in midfield. I think Bernardo's going to play central again, alongside Alvarez as the sort of 2 attacking 8s. Foden will play in the right wing, and it's going to be Grealish or Doku on the left with Haaland through the middle. I don't know who's going to be Doku or Grealish. That's touch and go. But the rest of the side absolutely picks itself, and I think Pep does know his best side right now. And I think it's really obvious to me that what he wants to do in terms of the setup, and it's interesting to see already this season that he's settled in a certain kind of way. I'll just build it on screen right now because I think it's interesting to sort of try and get there. 1 second. It's something like where we let me get it over there. Yeah, someone 1 second. I'll be over there in a sec. I'll build it out now. He knows his best 11 right now, in my opinion, for a big game, and it's this. Vardiol. Sorry. Typing terribly today. Vardiol, I think he's going to go for this. Diaz, Stones, Walker. That will be... I'm going to put Jacko Doku. Don't know who's going to be. That will be Silva. That will be Rodri. That will be Alvarez. That will be Foden. That will be Erling. It's going to be something like this. Against United, it'll be this, basically. Stones will come in there, of course. Kyle Walker will be out there. Diaz, Vardiol. It's got to be this, basically, isn't it? Foden... there, Alvarez, of course. Silva plays in this sort of inside left when we're playing this way. It's going to be this, and that's sort of what I think Guardiola thinks his best 11 is right now. And I can't really argue with that. I think it just works, you know. And I like it. I like that we've got players that we can rotate and bring in and still have a good side. You know, it's good. It's good because there's something to build on. Never doubt Haaland. I know I called my match reaction that last night, but I need to stress it again, man. I need to stress it again. I loved Guardiola's quotes last night. Guardiola defended him so much, and rightfully so. The expectation on Erling Haaland is ridiculous, man. Like, no one else could have 11 goals in 13 games and about, 3 assists as well or whatever. It's more goals and assists than he's got games this season and still get criticised. I know he's missed some chances, but the things that he's done for this Manchester City side already, the quality that he's got, the love he's got for this badge, man. Like, he cares about this badge in the way that we do. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy how desperate some people are for him to fail. I know Guardiola said that as well last night. People do want him to fail. And the problem is when you're that good, people sort of resent it a little bit. And he starts to look for any sort of signs of weaknesses. I had United fans last night, not last night, a couple of days ago, quizzing me about Haaland's form. It's like, you've got Haaland who's not scored a single Premier League goal yet. Like, focus on your own. Like, we'll leave our goal scoring wonder kid to do what he does best, and you focus on your own, man. And I know he's missed some chances recently, but there's no denying that hunger and that quality. That second goal, by the way, last night, ridiculously good with his weaker foot. That is a special player. And I want to defend him as one of us, as a Manchester City fan. And as a young man still a young man, a quality player. Those who doubt Haaland will only have egg on their faces. As Guardiola said, he's going to score an awful lot of goals because he has that hunger, he has that desire. And ultimately, he is only human. There's a tendency, and I'm guilty of this, and I'm going to apologise immediately. There's a tendency to paint him as superhuman and, as a robot. And I think the problem with that, and I'm going to stop doing it, is that, I probably might do it again, but I don't mean to, is that it almost dehumanises him a little bit, and it's not really fair. And I think I've definitely been guilty of that, and I think everyone is. But yeah, actually, you know what? He's only a 23-year-old lad who plays Minecraft at home, and, who loves his dad and spends a lot of time with it. He's a very normal young man. Just a very talented one, an exceptionally talented one, and he's just as susceptible to form, confidence traits as the rest of us. Yeah, he's probably better at what he does than we are. I admit that by some way, but he's still only a human being, and we forget at times that this man is easily aware of all the expectation on his shoulders. And I love Guardiola's quotes. And also, I love the quotes of this next man as well, Rico Lewis. I want to talk about him because he's a special talent, but he was also very defensive of Erling Haaland as well. Erling Haaland is a special player, but so is Rico Lewis, man. I want to talk about Rico Lewis again. A second Champions League man of the match, by the way. Rico Lewis, last night, played in sort of that kind of John Stones inverted midfielder role and got man of the match. I don't think he was actually City's best player last night, but he got the man of the match trophy anyway. But I do think he was good last night. He's such a smart, exceptional young talent. And once again, that badge, man, he bleeds for it. He's one of us. And the way that he speaks about his fellow teammates, the way that he plays the game, the way that he's so focused and so dedicated to improve, like, he's just a special footballer, Rico Lewis has a little bit of magic in his boots. And, of course, he's got a lot of growing to do physically, mentally, and so on, and on the pitch and tactically. But there's such an understanding of those around him and awareness that belies his youthful years. Like, players of his age should not be as mature and as focused and experienced as he is. People have blamed him for the goal last night. If anything, he played him on by a couple of centimetres. I don't really fully blame him for that. It was the pitch was wide open, It feels harsh to blame him for the goal, but what I do know is that he played one ball to Haaland, by the way, which was a beautiful pass. But I do know he was aggressive and direct and intelligent with his use of the ball, as he always is. Rico Lewis is still only 18, but he's always one of the most smartest on the pitch, and that to me shows his future, which will be probably as an 8th for Manchester City in a very Gundogan-esque role, I reckon. It'll be very Gundogan-esque, I reckon, when he gets a bit older. A very smart footballer, gifted and already making, headlines in the Champions League at this age, and he's a City fan. A special man, and I love him loads. Rico, you're a superstar. And a mature head as well on very young shoulders. Very slight, very young shoulders, but one of those smart footballers you'd ever like to meet already. So that was it. Super Jack is definitely back. I thought Grealish was excellent last night, and he's giving Guardiola something to think about. We need everyone to play well. I'm happy when everyone plays well in my team. I know it sounds really weird, but some people aren't. They want their player to play well, their favourite one, and the other one not to. Alvarez is getting better. That guy is special. Pep knows his best 11 for the derby, I reckon, and I think it's going to look something like that. I reckon it'll be interesting to see how it goes down, but I think it'll be like that for the derby. What else? Yeah, don't doubt Haaland, and of course, Rico is a special talent. Guys, thanks for watching this 5 Things Learned. Don't forget, if you want a bit more content, you can go over to my channel right now, and you can see over there, you've got, of course, the fan view live last night, you've got my match reaction, and of course, you've got the watch along and so on, all the videos as well over there. For now, like this video, subscribe to the channel, let me know your 5 Things Learned in the comments below, and have a wonderful day. Up the Blues. We're going through.
Bye.